started.
Alright.
Take a hood off.
We'd like to give all praises to Yahawah, Bahasham,
Yahawashi.
We'd like to give double honors to our apostles and elders at Great Millstone. We'd like to give salutations to all the Ahchyam out there teaching the highways of all ways, and sincerity and truth across the four corners of the earth. Start by shit going in on the veins.
I got like 20, Isaiah 29 and 8. So like I'm trying to get to it.
So basically, we back to we back fishing for the elect. But we have to understand that we have to humble ourselves, and we have to basically we have to start off by giving the rest of the elect milk. You gotta bring them into this. You can't feed a baby meat. Start off by feeding the baby meat. Everybody's so focused on prophecy right now because it is a time of prophecy. But you gotta remember, you still have babies coming to the truth. So you need to learn the doctrine first before you can give them that meat.
This is Isaiah chapter 28, verse 9. Whom shall he teach knowledge? Whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast.
Weaned from the milk, from these small precepts, things that's easily understood. That's what you have to give them first. You can't go in and give them prophecies about destruction and different prophecies that they ain't gonna understand.
Reincarnation.
Right, reincarnation. Yeah, basically meat scriptures, meat mysteries. You gotta start off by feeding them just like a baby. You're not gonna give a baby a fucking chicken bone the first day out. You gotta give a baby the milk. Let it suck off the milk, get built up off the milk. Then you give it meat.
This is Hebrews 5 and 12. For the time ye ought to be teachers, you have need that one teach you again, which be the first principles of the oracles of Yahawah. And
right. So the first principles of the oracles of Yahawah is that they be taught again. You gotta be taught again. You can't come into this thinking you know everything, thinking that Christian doctrine was correct. You gotta learn all this all over again. You gotta humble yourself and do that. You can't come in prideful or thinking you know everything. You gotta come in and get that ear to hear. What's that scripture?
Down.
Matter of fact, Ecclesiastes 3. I'm gonna get it.
Sure, I got it. 3 and so
I got to find exactly which one it is. What's up, bro?
3. Go ahead and start reading. I'll look it up for you.
Oh, you gonna just keep reading? Hebrews 5 and 12. I'm gonna start over. For the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have need that one teach you again, which be the first principles of the oracles of Yahawah, and are become such as have need of milk and not of strong meat.
Right. So you gotta start off by basically building them back up to that point to where you give them a solid foundation, so where they could basically they got enough to go about the rest, get the rest themselves. But you gotta basically give them that, start them off, so they can receive the rest.
Which scripture? What you looking for? I forgot how to say it.
Keep that foot one down. Go to the house.
Oh, keep that foot.
Oh, Ecclesiastes 5 and 1.
5 and 1.
Or it might be 5, 1, 4 and 1.
It is 5 and 1.
It's 5 and 1.
This is Ecclesiastes 5 and 1. Keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of Yahawah, and be more ready to hear than to give sacrifice of fools.
So when you coming in this truth and you coming before the man of the Lord, before the prophets, you got one mouth and you got 2 ears, meaning you're supposed to be listening 2 times more than you talking, or you trying to explain yourself. That's why I said the first principles of the oracles is you gotta learn this shit all over. You gotta be taught again.
That's fine. Give me a second.
For they, so like, keep thy foot. This is Ecclesiastes 5:1. Keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of Yahawah, and be more ready to hear than to give sacrifice of fools.
And
But
the
they,
sacrifice of fools is you just spewing something out your mouth and ignorantly just saying some things before you even hear the matter.
for they consider not that they do evil. Keep going. This is verse 2. Be not rash with thy mouth, and let not thine heart be hasty to utter anything before Yahawah. For Yahawah is in heaven, and thou upon earth. Therefore,
Yeah, so basically, it's like the order coming back into this thing, and at the same time, like, the scriptures tell you how you're supposed to read this and how you're supposed to be built back up. You're supposed to read line upon line, and precept upon precept, here a little, there a little. So you have to be taught all over how to read this, how to break down doctrine, and different things like that. You don't come into this thing just straight, just prophesying. The one day you learn you Israel, and the next day you
breaking
a
down
super
Revelation,
prophet and
yeah,
shit,
yeah.
right?
Breaking down Revelations the next day.
You breaking down Daniel chapter 11 or some shit, or 7 or some shit. Like, that's not gonna happen. You gotta be built up in this thing. And that's what I'm saying. Is we need to take the correct steps to building brothers back up and not scaring brothers off.
I got some fun, but I want you to break it down. It's fairly lengthy, though.
This is Sirach chapter 6 verse. I'm gonna start at 19. Coming to her as one that ploweth and soweth, and wait for her good fruits. For thou shalt not toil much in laboring about her, but thou shalt eat of her fruits right soon. She is very unpleasant to the unlearned. He that is without understanding will not remain with her.
Break it down. Read that one more time.
Verse 20. She is very unpleasant to the unlearned. He that is without understanding will not remain with her.
Talk about wisdom.
Right.
If you unlearned, if you're not humble, if you're not keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, then it's gonna be hard for you to get this. You're not gonna understand it. You have a proud spirit, and you ain't gonna have the spirit of discernment. To understand.
it's lucky. If I can add something right quick, that's why a lot of jakes that you try to tell, whether they be in your family, niggas you know in the world, that's why they hate. You come to realize that Jake really hate the Bible. You know, they really hate the laws of this Bible, man.
They hate the Most High's ways because he is against they liberty.
Because Jake hate order, you know? Jake hates order, man. So that's why the brother said that, like, you read that back, Shalaki, like the unlearned.
Verse 20. She is very unpleasant to the unlearned.
Yeah, she very unpleasant to the unlearned, man. That's why when a motherfucker will tell you all day I believe in God, then you go get the Bible, they be like, I don't want to hear that shit.
Exactly.
Get the fuck out of here, man. You gotta
Can I keep going? Because like I said, it's a lot on her. She will lie upon him as a mighty stone of trial, and he will cast her from him ere it be long. For wisdom is according to her name, and she is not manifest unto many.
Basically saying how she will not, many people can't receive the knowledge of the mysteries of the scripture.
Right. Keep going. Verse 23. Give ear, my son, receive my advice, and refuse not my counsel. And put thy feet into her fetters, and thy neck into her chain. Bow down thy shoulder, and bear her, and be not grieved with her bonds. Come unto her with the whole heart, and keep her ways with all thy power.
Hey, Shalaki, if I can just add something real quick. When they say put your feet into her fetter, you know, the chain on your neck, that's letting you know that wisdom is a burden, man. It's shit hard to have, you know? Shalaki.
Alright. In verse 26, come unto her with thy whole heart, and keep her ways with all thy power. Search and seek, and she shall be made known unto thee. And when thou hast got hold of her, let her not go.
So search and seek. That's not gonna fucking come to you sitting on your ass, or
On the key,
or you just sitting in the bar every day or in the goddamn trap every day. You gotta be looking for this. They say those diligently look for the Lord, they gonna find him.
Right. That's right. Keep going. Verse 28. For at the last thou shalt find her rest, and shall be turned to thy joy. Then shall her fetters be a strong defense for thee, and her chains a robe of glory.
Right. It says money is the defense, and wisdom is a defense. So when you come into this, it's gonna be like a I want to say it's gonna be like a shield.
Yeah.
You feel me? When you apply the wisdom in your life, it's gonna be a shield for you in this world.
Shield of faith.
Can I chime in and say something right quick? Basically saying how like you said, the shield, but then, if you know the scriptures, they said riches profit not in the day of wrath. So the only thing you got to rely on is faith, is wisdom, is knowledge, which shall be the stability at our times. Verse 30. For there is a golden ornament upon her, and her bands are purple lace. Thou shalt put her on as a robe of honor, and shalt put her about thee as a crown of joy. My son, if thou wilt, thou shalt be taught, and if thou wilt apply thy mind, thou shalt be prudent. If thou love to hear, thou shalt receive understanding, and if thou bow thine ear, thou shalt be wise. Basically going into what the brother was talking about. Hey, if you give your ear to the truth, man, it's great gain behind this, and it's actually life, which is light. You don't want to be surrounded by wickedness, which is darkness, man.
Bahasham,
Keep going. If thou love to hear, thou shalt receive understanding, and if thou bind thy ear, thou shalt be wise. Stand in the multitude of the elders, and cleave unto him that is wise. Be willing to hear every godly discourse, and let not the parables of the understanding escape thee. And if thou seest the man of understanding, get thee betimes unto him, and let thy foot wear the steps of his door. Basically saying, take heed to the elders, and what they teach you is true. Not just any old elder that could be bugged out in the world, but the elders that we know that stayed in the truth, 30 years in, got 30 years under their belt, that's been in the truth, actually, started the truth and whatnot, and stayed and kept enduring. That's the only people that did that was the elders of Great Millstone.
Salutations.
Yeah, because we want to see is
Hold on.
no disrespect, like,
Verse
folks
37.
cross you.
Stop the video,
We want to see if you, no, keep going. I'm talking to the low. He can't hear.
No, you can't, though.
You can? You
Yeah,
can?
you can.
All right.
Let
But,
stop it.